Hello, welcome to another episode of Stampin' with Candice.com and another episode of Scrapped. This is the March episode 2026. If you're not familiar with Scrapped, my name is Candice Anderson, and I joined with three of my friends, Linda, Amelia, and Rachel, and we decided to start a series called Scrapped, giving you ideas of scrapbooking. And each month we share a different idea or technique or layout or something. This month we are featuring paper pumpkin kits. If you're not familiar with them, they are a kit that you can get in the mail. It's a subscription. It's different every single month. It's usually a surprise. You might get a little bit of a sneak peek, but it's a surprise. I have seen April's kit, and I'm telling you right now, go out and sign up if you're not already a subscriber because it is so cute and I'm so excited. And it has a suite that matches it in the new catalog that's coming in May. So definitely check that out. The other two are cute too, but I loved April's. Most times they are a card kit. Sometimes they do a project kit. Like this was a December one. Well, no, it was probably like October or something that we got. But even that one, I shared how to turn that into a card, and you can use the same ideas to turn it into a scrapbook page. And so I'm doing, I don't know if it's a little bit different. I didn't have time to finish my page, but I wanted to share. I've done lots of them. And some of these kits are still available, but I wanted to share my process of what I do when I'm turning it into a scrapbooking kit. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to share some of the kits. Once you become a subscriber, if you have, we have past kits or even so the kits usually have stamps and inks and embellishments and stuff. Uh, you can also get the refill kits, which do not include the stamp or ink, but it comes with all the paper products. So if you love a kit, you could get more to make more additional things. Or if you're doing multiple pages, like my friend Rachel, she does pages for each of her kids. She is a super mom when it comes to that. My kids can take pictures or whatever of the ones I've made. Sorry. But we're going to switch cameras and I'm going to share with you. So this particular one is, what did I do with the box? I set it over here. So this one was from, let's see, May of 2025. And it is called the Mountain Majesty set. And I kind of started thinking about what I was going to do with this and never quite finished. But the first thing I always do is I take out everything and I kind of divide it up. There's usually, not always, but usually there's three each of three different cards. So my go-to is to kind of break it out and see what I have. And then just for inspiration, I will usually make one of each of the cards exactly how they are in the kit. Not always, but I will at least break it out and see what they have planned so I can kind of figure it out. So in this one here, if I were to look at it, this particular card has a lot of elements. So this one's kind of cool because this is the front and back of the card. So on a scrapbooking page, I can use this whole thing really easy. And then it layers up. So I can choose to layer it up on here, or I can choose to make it its own element. Again, you can have lots of ideas. So this particular one has three different cards and they're kind of the same, but a little bit different. So when I started playing with this, I think I am actually going to, I might pull some of these elements over here, but I really can probably get um, three double page layouts with the stuff I have from this, just adding maybe a little bit of extra paper or stuff to add to this. And I kind of like that idea just because they're kind of three kind of distinct different ones. The other thing you have is you always have a stamp set. So this one has mostly words. Some of the stamp sets have images. The other thing to consider is the envelopes. If you watched my last episode of Scrapped, I shared how to use the envelope in it. You can also just cut it and use it, cut up this paper. It's just really cool. You can use it as a paper, as an accent. And then look at what else you have. This is something else I was considering adding into this. So this is an embossing folder that we had that had a bunch of trees. So I was looking to enhance this page layout with those trees. You can look at other stamp sets you might have that could go along with it. A lot of times they'll have coordinating stamp sets. Like I said, the April one has a coordinating suite that matches it. And sometimes they have the add-ons that you can add. And I will show you some examples of that. So I'm going to just share with you some of the ones I have done. So this one here was some Christmas cards. So this is one of the cards that it actually came with. This was a card that I kind of made with some of the product, mostly the dies and stuff that came with this kit. But this is the scrapbook page. So you can see here that I took some of these elements and then I added some of my own stuff into it. I used these elements over here. So it was kind of a fun scrapbook page. You can see I'm very, very young in this and have just my two oldest boys in this picture. Very, very young and cute. Fun pictures at Christmas time. This is the only one I actually got pictures on. But hey, you get to see the pictures. Now, this set I absolutely loved. Let me show you this first. So this is some of the cards that you could make. I actually used this and made a bunch of different cards. You can see I didn't do them all the same. This one's a little bit different. I've given away a bunch of the cards, so I don't have them all. But this one is where I was saying it has a bunch of, this one came with 2 stamp sets, but so it has some really cool stamp sets that came with it. So I was able to add a lot. And this is one of my favorite pages that I did here. And I did add in, another stamp set for the happy birthday here, but just adding in the elements and what I could take. This time I took all 3 of the cards because they all coordinated together and used, but you can see I didn't use some of these backgrounds and stuff. And so I was able to turn those into additional cards, just going with less on the card for those. So yeah, I really, really liked this one. It turned out very fun. Here's another one of my favorites here. We're going to show you all the cards first. And this I used the entire kit. So this is the original cards that came in the kit that you could make. And again, it had a really fun stamp set with a lot that you could come up with. And so I, again, just really used, and I could have made even more because these are two-sided. And so I could have really gotten a lot more out of them if I had chose to. And I could have used some of, in fact, I can't remember if I did or not. Nope, I didn't, but I could have used some of the envelopes in this one. Just use your imagination, see what else you can come up with. We're going to move these out of the way and show you the scrapbook page. Again, I loved how this one turned out. So I did go and find some designer series paper that was similar to this because I had liked this look on here. And so I did go to my stash and say, okay, what designer series paper do I have that could make with this? I used the stamps on here and then used some of the other embellishments. Um, I die cut this out here. I believe all of these ones I'm showing, if you want to look at them more, I have maybe not on my blog, but on my either Facebook or Instagram. I think I've shared them all. I'd have to go back and double check. So here is one of another one. This was April of 2025. And again, this one had so much of this cool paper that you could use that I started breaking it down, and I cut the paper up and added it to other just plain cardstock so that I could get a whole lot more. This right here was the add-on dies that you could purchase that matched um, what went along with this. And so I really had a lot of fun because I was able to just use and see. So some of these I cut just the strip off, and then I was able to use it on another thing, adding in some different other stamps and dies that I had. I was able to get a lot of use out of this, and I still made a double page scrapbook page. So this is all out of the kit, just adding some additional stamps um, and paper. So again, we've got a little bit of stamping on here. I added in those extra dies. You saw that I had used this butterfly stamp set that I had. So I added that to add some additional things. This one I just kind of cut the element up wherever it went. You can see here. So I've used that a little bit differently on here. And this one, I just used it as an accent behind where the photo would go. So again, fun, easy way you can use your paper pumpkin. And this is the last one. This is last February's. I don't have anything made with March, but this was the 3 cards that it came with. This one I know for sure that I shared it on something else just recently, because this I was using just the stamps and the add-on dies here, so you could completely make this without using any of the elements, but of course I wanted to use the elements. So this was my Easter one. I think it went this way. Maybe it went this way. Maybe it goes this way. Yeah, it goes this way. So again, I was stamping those. I showed some fun ways to do this. Definitely watch that video. I believe it was one of my Mondays because I was showing how to do this. Is not some of them are stamped and some of them aren't, so check out that video if you want to see how I made those different kits, so you can see how easy you can get all kinds of fun different scrapbooks from those paper pumpkins. And the cool thing is they're unique, they're different, they're not um they're not something that just anybody can make if you don't have the kit. And so I really love making them, and they're not, it gives me a different variety than the stamps. I trust me, I have plenty of stamps and dies to do other things, but this definitely gives me a variety. And it also makes me think a little bit outside of the box because sometimes it's not a kit that I would have normally bought myself, but like I said, it's a subscription, so you're getting something different every time, and you don't always know exactly what it's going to be. So it gets you to think out of the box a little bit. And I love that I can make something different, and I'm not spending a lot of money because I'm not buying, a $50 stamp set that I'm not going to use very often. And I can add in other things that I have. So check out my friends' videos. They had some great ideas on how to use the paper pumpkin, and watch for future videos. You can check out all ours for, I think we've been doing it just over a year now. We decided to do it at our on stage the year before. And so we've been doing it either just in about a year. So there's a lot of videos you can check out. If you go to my YouTube, I actually have a channel that has all of them linked in there, so you can check all those out really easy. And I will try to remember to share the link to that channel or playlist. That's what it's called, playlist. You can check it out there. Check out more information on my website, stampinwithcandice.com. If you want to sign up for Paper Pumpkin, you can sign up at candiceanderson.stampinupby.net. You need to sign up before the 10th of the month in order to get the kit. They bill and ship out after the 10th of the month. And once you sign up, you can check out past kits. Like I said, that strawberry one is on there, and it is super cute if you want to do that. Sometimes they have the refills, sometimes they have the kits, sometimes they have both. It just kind of depends on what they have left over from what gets sold. So thanks again for joining me tonight and or today or whenever you have a chance to watch this. And I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day. Bye-bye.